Episode 3 with the Short Game Chef. We're getting an absolute masterclass from my man here. Everything to do with his details. If you're enjoying these, it's all down in the description below. I'm getting blown away. Episode 1, we covered taking speed out and the process you go for that and why. Episode 2, we got a nice little foundation. And you're going to blow us away with some more magic here, right?
Yeah, so now episode 3, we're going to give you your most lofted club. We're going to build in some of the foundational stuff that we built already. And we're going to see if we can get you to feel comfortable hitting this, what I call a vanilla pitch shot.
Okay. So working in everything we've talked about, I reckon I can probably do the next bit for you.
Yes.
It's got to be the sternum, the middle part of your body, a little bit left side for me and taller.
Yes, correct.
For this, I'm going to stick with the overlap grip. We talked a lot about that in the last episode. And I'm now just going to try and feel, I love the land the runway thing you spoke about, keeping the club low.
There you go.
And I'm just going to get there, and then some nice turn.
I mean, you ever hit a pitch shot that good in your life?
No, that was beautiful. There you go. See you later. All the best.
What in the world?
I mean, that was lovely.
It was so pure.
Yeah.
Right? So that's your foundation.
But there wasn't even any thought there of,
I know.
Where's my land spot?
No.
Like the freedom that you're giving me here,
Yeah.
and I hope that's coming through,
Yeah.
is just insane.
Yeah, and then, you know, now that you sort of have this shot, right? We can then move on and be like, okay, well, let's change ball position. You want to hit it lower? Let's go ball position a little more back. Handle's going to run a little more forward.
Yeah.
You want to hit it a little higher.
So on
Club
this
face is going to open a little bit.
on this slight upslope,
Yeah.
though, I don't need to be worried about this.
Well, I mean, that seems like a lot of shaft lean for this upslope. Yeah, there you go.
That one was almost backed up a little bit, like the full swing, like we spoke about.
Right.
That was nice.
That was really good. So I would say.
One question.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I feel like I get underneath the plane, and I've been playing around on my own a lot to try and get this way. But that would completely go against, because you talked earlier in one of the videos as well about families. The plane almost isn't a worry on the family on these types of chips, is it?
No, because I think when you and we'll kind of look at this camera here, is like if you were to put this in your belly button here, and you were just to pivot back, it kind of just goes right on my hands, just as I move, right? So if I extend that out, now I'm here. Now, I've seen great players that live, like Patrick Reed, Kevin Na, even Steve Stricker. They live slightly sort of on this side of their hands, right? Keith Mitchell is there as well. Kuchar's there as well. Cam Smith is there as well. Like, there's a lot of really good pitchers that live on this side of their hands. Now, if you've got it back here, you're going to have issues. You're going to come in too low and too shallow. But conversely, like if you're out here, you're going to have issues as well. That's a very, very specific shot. So on the hands is a great place to kind of start from. Slightly outside, slightly inside, they both work.
Okay, because you got to cover, if you're out here, and again, that would make sense for me. I've been out there and then trying to cover this thing.
The ball's just going to go hot and left.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you do a lot of
Unless you back up and then, okay.
I think your backup mechanism, where you feel like you go this way, I think it comes from you trying to soften the golf ball. So let's soften the golf ball as much as we can at setup. Yeah. Exactly right. Okay. And then you can move as fast as you want through it.
Yeah.
There you go. That looks great.
Very soft, and then I could almost go firmer if I wanted, or quicker.
Yeah, with the rotation. Oh, that is nice. So do another one. I'm gonna give you a feel.
Yeah.
You're gonna make your swing. I'm gonna help you on the way through.
Okay, ready?
Yep. So you will never, ever, ever hit ground first when I do that. Okay. Right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was coming, so I was like,
yeah, you're good.
Okay,
I got you.
Ready? Let's play this nice and soft. So you got a lot of turn.
Feel that?
That's a lot of turn, right?
A lot of turn. Even for this shot, and that ball still came out about pin high, didn't it?
Yeah.
So now that turn, what it does is it shifts your pressure a little bit forward, right? So as I start moving this way, that pressure starts going that way, and then I'm in a great spot. So you look at guys like Dustin Johnson, Annika, Henrik Stenson. I mean, their eyes, their spine, that Duval, right? They look like that. That's their sort of exit and them pushing that direction.
Azinger.
Yeah, I mean, they go that way. Zinger was one of my mentors, took me under his wing, and I mean, that guy can flat out wedge it. I mean, I learned so much listening to him, watching him. He hits a variety of shots. It's insane.
I had a question then, and I'll come back to Azinger because I got a lot on that too. So the pelt stuff, I said I'd been looking at that.
Yeah.
and he talks about moving this and having dead hands.
Yep.
When you've got this much turn, is it the body leads, or is it don't even think about it? Like, I feel like it's got to be don't even think about it is the answer. But
I think for the good players, it's don't think about it.
Yeah.
For the amateurs, it's like they don't move this enough.
Yeah.
It's just like this way, this way.
I've been getting there though as well.
And even good players will it won't be as much arms, it will be more hands.
Okay.
Good players is more like that way. But I think it's like we still need to engage this, even though it's a small shot. We still need to engage some movement there, right?
So the interesting thing here as well is not too much shaft lean on these slopes. You're quite comfortable, like you'd be cool with that, right?
That's gorgeous right there.
And that was slightly behind it.
So
got away with it though.
Yeah, so I would say, when you're slightly behind it,
it's backed up.
Yeah, and so what I would want you to feel is just fraction more turn on the way through. Okay. That'll help clean it up, like how I was behind you.
Can I put more of this on setup?
You can, but that's going to make the ball come out a little faster.
Speed, yeah. So just
you can play around with both of those. Ooh. Boy, was that good.
That was turned.
I mean, that had so much chew on it.
Yeah.
So that turn will shift your pressure a little more forward.
Yeah.
And it will give you more speed. And from inside of 30 yards, this is an interesting question to kind of go down, but I think speed has more influence on spin than maybe even like attack angle does. So if we had two players, player A, player B, 20-yard shot, they're both 5 degrees angle of attack down. You give player A 7 more degrees of angle of attack down, and you give player B 7 more miles an hour of club head speed. Which ball is going to stop faster? Which ball is going to have more spin on it?
It's a great question, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, it is. I've talked to a handful of people about it.
The only thing I can go to is tour and the numbers I've got on people hitting clubs, but you're always getting the guys with brand new wedges and brand new balls.
For sure.
Because I've thought about this before, but Jason Day is probably my favorite chipper.
Yeah.
And he is not down on it much.
Nope.
He is very body rotation,
Correct.
very wide,
yes,
very on plane.
Yes.
And to change the flight, like he just
changes his ball position.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So he can still spin it though if he needs to.
Oh my gosh.
But he's not going down this way to get his spin.
He's speed.
Yeah, I mean, but he'll have the face like that.
Yeah.
And then he'll swing really quick.
Because
I've got it on camera.
Yeah, because if we remove all the ball speed at setup, right? Handle forward, club face, weight position. If we remove all that at setup, what are you now free to do? Swing faster.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll move quick.
He moves quick.
Yeah.
He moves quick.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like if you set up, and I've got this club, and I'm setting up to it, and I look like this. Well, I can promise you, if I'm going to hit a 10-yard shot, 20-yard shot, I'm not going to move very fast.
Yeah.
Because if I do, then what? The ball's going 30, 40 yards.
Yeah.
Now, if I set up like this, ball position slightly forward, shaft neutral, and I work this way, well, that ball is actually going to go my desired yardage, but I'm moving through it fast. This club head is traveling faster, and I get more access to spin.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sort of where I am with it. Like I think you build the foundation, and then you can start adding club head speed by managing. I call them your ball speed accumulators. You manage your ball speed accumulators at setup and in your backswing. If you get too far ball position back, handle forward, long backswing, now all of a sudden, if you're trying to hit a 12-yard shot,
good luck.
It's like slow, 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 and back up.
Yeah.
So I would much rather people remove ball speed accumulators on these shots inside of 30 yards so that it gives them the ability to move free. And you said that like 2 or 3 times already today of like, that just felt so free. Like I'm not thinking about anything, I'm just moving. It's like, yes, I want you to just be an athlete.
Yeah, it's making me question the 60 because it's like I'm almost at a point where I feel like I've got to hit this with this method, and it's like I'd almost rather play this with less loft.
Totally.
Because I'm better at controlling speed already after half an hour, 40 minutes.
I know. And that's where I think you're going to be like, well, dude, I don't even need this. I just don't think
I'm going to use it much.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a 60.
Yeah.
You just don't use them on links golf courses unless you are toast.
Yep.
And if you've done it, to your point, you got your data wrong and your aim points wrong and you're in the wrong places.
Yes.
Or you've hit a terrible shot.
Yep. But even your terrible shot, if you're doing your stuff right and you know where you're supposed to aim, your terrible shot should leave you still in a spot to be able to wedge it up and down, right?
Yeah.
Not completely hosed.
Yeah, yeah. So stronger, taller, there, and then just.
Okay, so then.
Because I feel like because I got to hit it, it's hard to get the turn. Let's really try and turn one.
Yeah, give me that.
Just turn.
Best amount of turn you can give me right here. So now you can see more spin. Caught it maybe a
hair low, yeah.
Hair lower on the face, but remember when I turned you that very first time? Like you hit it in the equator because I turned you so fast.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't turn, you're going to enter the ground here. If you do turn, you're going to enter the ground there.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're looking for, right?
Okay.
Find that right sort of speed of turn on the way through. Super close.
No.
Okay, so
change the grip on that last one, but I definitely prefer putting grip.
No, because you could definitely see how much slower you ended up being on that one on the turn on the way through.
Just feels like I got to hammer the 60. Do you know what I mean?
So grab the 56. Let's see.
Give me one more with the 60.
Yeah,
I want to try and get it with this, and then I'm going to go 56.
Yeah, that's it. Gorgeous.
Felt a bit hammery. Yeah. Okay. But then what you would do if you were feeling this is you would go down through your loft to work your foundations back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why this is going to take me 2 days and not a day.
That's right. and then you just kind of play around with like ball position, shaft position, and then you'll start playing around as you get better, like with releases, right? Like we're trying to build this foundation so that then you can get super creative off of it.
So once you have the releases, to your point, you don't mind that Dan Grieve stuff that he's talking about.
Totally, yeah, it's great.
It's just a putting stroke with a different release, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got the ball forward now in an attempt to hit it higher.
Yeah. I don't think you need to. Let's just go with one thing. Let's just go ball position in the same spot.
See, I got to be patient, basically.
Yeah, there you go. And face is open.
That was nice.
Yeah, that had a lot of chew on it.
That was nice. It's patience, isn't it? It's having the patience to just not rush the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, you got to understand where you've come from. You're
hell.
You've come from a dark spot.
It's horrendous. But I'm like, I can see the light here, Parker. I'm trying to get to that thing quickly. I'm sprinting.
You're like, okay, I
see the light. I'm going.
Let's put it all up together right now.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, though, that's why you work with players over a long period of time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a variety of heavy lifting that needs to be done, right? Some players, it's a little bit of lifting. Like a guy like Sam Burns. I started with him this year, and it's been just a little. He's like, I've already subscribed to your stuff. I already love what you're doing. He's like, I just want your eyes on me, just to make sure I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
We spent a couple of times in person, and it's just like, he's just like, man, he's like, I love it. I'm so much better. And he and his coach just sent me. I do this ladder drill from 20 to 50 yards. So like 5 balls at 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Landing. Pin's going to be like 5 yards past that, but landing. So it'd be like from me to you, and his coach stands up there and he's charting where this ball's landing. And so they sent it to me a week ago, and on his 50 yard, it was landed on the number, 2 yards short, 1 yard short, on the number, on the number. From 50 yards, this guy's going to have 6 feet as his longest putt.
Yeah.
Like, that's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing how good that is.
Is he doing it clock face or feel?
So that's the thing. It's like, I'm like, you can do it however you want to, as long as we're sort of understanding where our speed's coming from, right? It's not like you're doing it from here and being like, oh, I need to slow down and figure it out on the way in. I want him to feel as free and as athletic and as rotated as he can.
So many people, so I've been playing a lot of golf with amateurs recently, have no clue how hard to hit a 30-yard shot.
Yeah.
Then a 50, a 70. You got to build.
Yep.
That's why this makes sense to me, because it's a foundation.
Yep.
You have to build a foundation to then work off that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And as it wasn't like Sam and I started on 50-yard shots. It was sort of like, hey, let me see your actual motion first. And then, okay, motion's really good. Okay, now it's 20 to 50. Let's work on that. And then because if you're going to work on 20 to 50, you've got to have a consistent launch, a consistent spin, and be able to like make a strike consistently,
contact, yeah.
right? So if I'm a 15 handicap, I wouldn't necessarily do that drill.
Yeah.
Because you're probably getting one that goes this way and one that goes that way.
Yeah, it's funny because my pitching has been okay. It's been this that's gone.
Yeah.
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 So.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, and usually like a lot of the good players I find, they're like, yeah, from 30 to 70, I'm fine.
I'm okay, yeah.
But it's like the really close ones that I'm not quite as good. Because it's like when you're able to give speed, you're much better.
Yeah.
But on these, like you haven't taken the speed away at setup and backswing to be able to allow yourself the speed on the way through.
So one question I've got here is when do I know to get rid, because if everything feels like I want to do the overlap putting grip, I'm going to go with that. When do I know when to change to this grip?
I think a few more yards further away, you're going to be like, boy, I don't think I can get this to the hole.
That's how I felt with the 60.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you switch over.
Yeah.
But I think maybe one of the final things I'll kind of give you here is that, you know, if you're a guy that's just sort of like sitting in your office or taking calls or whatever it might be, and you've got a club in your hand, if you want to work on your pitch shot motion, I always love doing it with trail hand only, right? So if you're in your office and you're taking a call and you're working on this and you're wanting to work on your pitch shot motion, this is the wrong hand to be doing it with. Okay, so you're sitting
lead hand is the wrong hand.
The lead hand would be, in my opinion, the wrong hand to be doing it with.
Because you're getting very cuppy on the way through.
Super hingy, super throwy. Now, that would be great if you want to work on your bunker motion, your flop shot motion, or your shots out of the rough.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to work on your pitch shot motion, your bump and run motion, it needs to be more this way. Not just letting my chest stay here and going up and throwing. That's no good, right? It needs to all move together back and through.
Yeah.
So I just think if so many people like, you know, work from home or have clubs or whatever, it's just like, what do I work on when I'm taking calls? That's what you work on. If you want to drill in like, hey, my pitch shot motion sucks, go trail hand only. It's a great one to just engage the body and just get that sensation.
There you go. All of this is such gold, such gem. Check them out. Short Game Chef. Everything down in that description. Thank you so much for everything. We might come back with some rough stuff. We'll see how much time we got, but that has been amazing. Check them out, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this mini series. We might be back with some more.